Hi there. I'm continuing my talks, videos about the difference between gurus and life coaches. So let's talk about who the guru is. Well, when we talk about the guru, we start talking about the guru principle. When we talk about guru principle, we talk about people of mystery, person of mystery. And when we talk about person of mystery, we need to talk about mystery. So what's mystery? Well, mystery is a word which is way more appropriate for God or for universe or for Brahma or any other kind of labels which we like to label God with. So why mystery? Because human mind, which is basically a thought form, another concept we'll talk about sometime, is stupid by definition. We are not much better than an ant or whatever. So for a human to talk about God is stupid by definition. We don't know shit. The only thing we know is that we exist and that we experience. Everything else we don't really know. And of course I'm not talking about regular knowledge. I mean, remember, I have a PhD in science, in A science. So I know a little bit about what knowledge is. Little bit. So mystery is mystery because it is a mystery. And anyone who talks about mystery, which means all the scriptures, is basically trying to give you bullshit. So all these intellectual priests, pastors, anyone who quotes scripture, anyone who reads scripture through the mind, these are all people who, by definition, are trying to avoid real knowledge about mystery. And that knowledge can only come through a process that is spiritual, definitely not intellectual, even though you can get some inspiration from intellectual exercises like reading scripture or meditation, etc. So, when you have a person who, through some grace of mystery, somehow, through the process that we don't understand, can channel, can express, can be a representative of mystery, then that person becomes a person of mystery. Will a person of mystery know that he or she is a person of mystery? Very likely not. In fact, anytime anyone says that they are a prophet or a person of mystery, which is basically, that's what the Judeo-Christian concept of person of mystery is. So anytime someone says, I'm a prophet, I know what I'm talking about, I become really suspicious because I just do not see why a person of mystery needs to announce that he is a person of mystery, because likely he or she will not know that he or she is a person of mystery. How do you find out about it? You, the person of not mystery, not a person of mystery. Well, you can see how that person behaves. You can see the effect that person has on people. You can see that people around that person become more at peace. In other words, they develop certain symptoms. Now, symptoms do not mean that that person who evoked these symptoms is a person of mystery. No, that doesn't mean that necessarily. However, these are symptoms, and there are many people have these symptoms. That becomes interesting vis-a-vis that there is a person of mystery in their midst. So, if a person of mystery gets a task from mystery to act as a mysterious teacher, in other words, he or she starts to channel, to transmit the guru principle. This is mystery in the aspect of being a teacher. And let's not go into the conundrum whether you need to even have a concept, the guru principle, but it is convenient for us ordinary humans. So when that person, the person of mystery, starts to channel the the teaching principle, the guru principle, then that person, I would call that person a guru. Now, will this guru know that he or she is a guru? Only by the quality of disciples around him or her. But even that doesn't mean anything. Generally, real gurus will first of all not know who the hell they are, because they should be free of their human form. And two, they wouldn't be very much interested in teaching. Now, people around them would be interested in learning from that person, but that is not the same thing. They would come to that person and they would beg him or her to teach. And he or she, the guru, will say, okay, well, I have nothing else to do. Everything else is nice in my life. I have money flowing from the sky. I have, really fluffy tail growing, and I have wings that flap around, and I turn into a werewolf and jump from branch to branch at night, or something like that. And since I have a lot of free time and I have nothing else to do, and I don't really want to do evil, because who knows, with this law of karma, maybe it's dangerous. So therefore, it's better to do good rather than bad. And someone comes to you and asks you a question and say, yeah, I'll answer this question. But they don't really know the answer. It just comes through them. And that's who the guru is. So anytime you see someone trying to systematize their teachings, they're sagging into compassion, which is another thing we'll talk about one day. They're sagging into helping other people, which is another thing we should talk one day about. Anytime one tries to preserve teachings, preserve smart thoughts, putting them in a can, putting a lid on that can and selling it in a supermarket, which is basically all religions, that's what they do, they commit spiritual treason. Why might I say that? Well, it's very simple. Say you're a great teacher, guru, amazing scriptures are written about you, and in these scriptures and or in real life, you stand on your left leg and then flap your hands up and down for 2 hours every day, and that makes you super enlightened. You become so amazing. The orgasm of enlightenment just shoots in every pore, out of every pore of your being. You're so happy. Well, people who are going to come near you, they'll look at you and say, oh, wow, this guy is so happy, and the way he achieved that is by standing on left leg for 2 hours a day and flapping hands. Well, that was your path, not their path. That was something that worked for this teacher. It may not work for you. And the more people are focused on the way a teacher achieved his or her success, the more chance that we're going to have a religion that is stuck and it doesn't move anywhere. And we see it all the time. I mean, you can see how religions generally turn really, really conservative. Well, because they're not really interested in change or spiritual elevation. They're really more interested in, they're motivated by fear that, if they deviate from the path of a teacher, they may not, they may not achieve heaven. All of these things are amazing symbols. What is heaven? Heaven is basically being very happy, being really fulfilled. It doesn't save anyone from death. It might save you from disease, but it's not going to save you from death. So, so what happens? So what happens is that you have a mystery. You have a mysterious being, mysterious human, who doesn't teach, who cannot be defined by any kind of anything, and that's the person who is a guru. Anytime a journalist comes and says, oh, this is a guru acts this way and that way. So you have a person who doesn't know shit about gurus, but read about them, so it means that they have no really first knowledge of this. They certainly don't have spiritual desire, because if they did, they would probably quit their journalistic job and would stop talking nonsense. they also violate some very basic principles of, regular type of knowledge. It's like, one of the things that you learn in any kind of reasonable school is that you should not misrepresent your knowledge. So commenting about gurus or spiritual path is entirely should be given to people who are on the path and who have experience with gurus, preferably at least 10,000 hours. I'm just half joking about this, because 10,000 hours, yeah, well, 10,000 hours is a substantial thing. So anytime someone talks about, guru abuse or I've met a guru, the first question should ask, okay, have you studied with a guru for at least 5 years? Because that's, like when we talk about school, high school is like 4 years, college is like 4 or 5 years, graduate school is anything from 4 years to infinity, if you want to get a PhD. So just, I'm using, regular world ideas. So anytime in the culture, anyone talks about guru, well, first of all, talking about the guru, I already said that this is stupid. But second thing that, if they have experience, then they can talk about their experience. Otherwise, these are just people who openly commit, what's the word, how does it call it? Knowledge fraud, misrepresenting what they know, talking about nonsense or talking nonsense. Well, let's stop here. If you listen to my nonsense until now, subscribe, like if you like it, and you have a very nice day. Bye.